everyone, it's Christina and we're back to do part 4 of Winnie the Pooh. We're going to do some mono prints. I'm going to use my thick, large one today. Here it is. It's got the dint in the middle, so we're just going to see how we go with that. I went out to Wood End and I took the thin plate out, and I found that the edges did break down a bit, so that was one little problem if you do it too thin. Now what I also noticed was I got a whole heap of, because this is my roller, look, it's just so old it's disintegrating. So I got a whole heap of brand new ones off eBay. The two that I took out to Wood End were leaving lines, and so I just want to show that this is what happens if you get something cheaper, that these edges can be actually sticking up a bit. So I've decided I'm going to try to just sand down these edges. That's why I'm moving my plate back a bit. First, so there's not a ridge. I don't actually mind having some lines through. You know, if in an ideal world I would be using a larger brayer, but just for now this is what I've got. So even if you're on a budget, you can still get these things and you can still work with them. So let's see how this one prints up. Just do this edge too. I found out at Wood End when I was doing some that I was getting a very latticey kind of effect, and I liked it. So I kept going, I didn't bother stopping. So I've got my roll-off sheet. I think I might, I know, sorry the lights are going to be a bit in the way and obvious. I'll put my roll-up sheet there. I've got my pages that are for the Winnie the Pooh journal, and I just had an envelope. Thought I'd just muck around. Spare paper if I need it. Let's get going. So I am going to use my structure, Matisse structure, and this is a translucent one. Now at the moment I'm not too fussed about how much I'm putting down, how many layers. I just want to start with some background layering up. It's not a complete cover, but as I know I'm doing lots of layers and I'm not getting those same scratchy lines. Now these are really good because you can rest it like that, so the roller's not on anything. And I just want to get some coverage really, basically. So the thing about the structures are they are actually quite thick, and out at Wood End I was using a pouring medium and it was really thin and runny. So you know, the golden acrylics are probably the best to use. I don't have any actually. I did see some and I nearly bought some and just didn't at the time. Let's face it, how much can we actually buy? Lots, I guess. So I'm still getting these little score marks again, I'm noticing. Still not getting quite as much background coverage as I would have liked in there. But we'll build it up and build out. Just liked that bit of interest on that one. So as the plate gets built up, it's getting more and more, you know, it's just getting a better coverage. That's not to say that I do not love this. In fact, in some ways I love this better. It's got a lot more texture and a lot more detail, but I've got an idea for ones that are a lot thicker. Glorious, look at that. Now, as they're drying, I am putting, this is a relatively thickish bit of card, so it's a circular one. I'm going to just start to fill up the envelope with the bit of colour that I've been using. Right, this might be quite extreme, but let's have a look how it ends up looking. Just trying to go around these, get this edge as close as possible. Just going to do a couple of this. To get that sort of an effect. That's exactly what I was looking for. So I think I'm going to use some of the more solid ones for these, because there's always other things to do on the other bits. So I want at least 3 of these, because there's 3 books. Now I know that I could take the circle off, but I actually quite like a bit of that grungy look in the background of the circle, although I must say it is getting darker with each print. It's still something I like, and isn't this funny, because that little divot in the gel plate from the base of the pan is giving almost a, what are they called, the carbon? No. Oh, you know, it's like the circular thing with the little, in jewellery, the base plate. Cabochon, something like that, maybe? Can't remember. Anyway, all right, I've got 3 of those, and because this is getting darker, let me just on the envelope, get a bit of red on it. Now those colours I've used, Australian Sienna, so it's transparent, a semi-transparent, which is Brilliant Alizarin or Crimson, and now what I want to put is a little bit of the Ocean Blue or Phthalo Turquoise, which is also a little transparent. I want to do something just a bit different. Oh, that's coming a bit blobby. Let's see if I can just get a bit off that circle first. Don't want it to be too much. Let's see if we can get a green background with our circle. Right, so we're getting it's just another colour we're getting in here. I'm liking using these ones that I did to get a bit of that circle of the green. So I'm going to keep doing a little bit of that. Right. A little bit of that circle off. I'm only pressing down on the area where the circle is, so I'm trying not to get too much off the background. A little bit is coming up. Right, just got to run out of these ones, the patterned. Let me see, have I? Oh no, I haven't. Well, I can use one of the red ones. Let's see how many I've got. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I haven't quite got 6, which would make 2 for each book of these ones with this pattern. So I think I'm going to just have one of each for these. But you know what? I can always do this. I can do this. It's still a bit wet and sticky, so just do that to get that off a bit. This last one. Alright, so I've got 3 of the green, 3 with the red. I've got 3 of these. And I've got 1 that's got a green with 2 sides. That'll just have to go in something else, I think. And let's just get a bit of this on this side of that one. So then we've got 2 that are like each other. That can go in another book. Now, what have I got? I've got 4 pages. So I've got 1 page with these. I've got 1 page with these for each book, and I've got 1 page of this for each book, and I've still got 3 of these left. So these can be done. Something else can happen with those. This one, I'm going to do this. So I've got a matching one for these, even though they're odd, but that's okay. And I still have 3 to play with. Alright, so this is where we're up to. We have got 3 of these. We have got 3 of these. And we have got 3 of these, and then we've got 3 blanks. So what I'm going to do is get them all, I'll do a clean up, get them all to dry off, and then come back. Okay, we're back with the dried pages, and first off I was stamping this bee onto the solid background, and I realised that what was happening was the acrylic block doesn't have much give, and underneath was not having much give. So what I'm going to do is a different method of getting the stamp on. So you could actually do the stamp maybe on, you know, like a foam book or something like that. But what I'm going to do is do it this way and rub it. So from this side, I'm using a batten, which is a printmaking tool. So I'm trying to get this middle bit to print. That's better. One more. And we've got 1 of these for each book. Okay, so we've got 3 of these with the bees. We've got the 3 with the green. And let's look what could we do with these. I'm still inclined to do a little bit of stamping. I don't want to go over the top. Got some little honeycombs. I've got some leaves. Actually, let's do some leaves. Now I'm noticing with these ones in particular, so I'm okay about whether or not these just stay as they are. All of them can stay as they are, but if you were going to be making something like this yourself, I know that these fit to the exact dimensions of the page. However, like just giving it a little bit of a hand-torn kind of edge will add a bit more interest to it. Okay, so you can see what I've done is also used a bit of the tear ruler to get a beveled edge for that edge as well. Yeah. So we've still got these ones. I'm happy. I think I'm happy to just leave these ones as they are. Backs can be journal spots, so this doesn't have to be filled in every time you're doing a journal. You don't have to fill every single page in. You can just leave this blank for journaling, or for whoever buys the book or you gift the book to, for them to do what they want to do with it, whatever that might be. That might be nice. Just little simple embellishments. They don't need that much to just add a little bit of interest. Actually, I think I like the idea of putting a little row of them. All right, so I'll do that for all of them. Still a little bit of a raw edge on this end. It doesn't really matter so much in terms of having interest and variety in the books. So what we've got is one for each book of that, one for each book of this one of these for each book, and a B for each book. So currently, definitely these go at the front, and I've started to put pages between. Let's put the B in between Pooh with his honeypot. Makes sense. Got a little journaling card. Got some of my art. I've got a little envelope. Got Winnie the Pooh. I've got these. And we've got this page. And I think we had a few pages up the back here that needed to be broken up. So we've got this one. This one. And let's put this one here, and then we've got this last page. So we could still fit in one or two pages, but I want to make a couple of tags to go in. It's still got, it can go a lot thicker if we want it to. I may just cut down some colour. I wanted to use from the Snippet Saturday the other day, I wanted to use this in there somehow, somewhere. So all of that will come in part 5, but I think that's it for part 4. And thank you for watching, and I hope you're enjoying this series. And I will talk to you soon. Lots of love. Bye for now.